Hello collective, it's Prado G and I'm here with a general reading for whomever finds this video in the universe. Take whatever resonates for you, but leave behind what does not. And this reading is specifically going to be surrounding the last quarter phase of the moon that we are currently in right now. We recently had a full moon in Cancer at the beginning of this year. Right, actually it was the 6th of January to be exact, and now that the full moon is going back into its new moon phase, this is the time period of releasing old aspects of yourself that are no longer serving you. If it's toxic thoughts and beliefs, relationships with people, or even habits that you've been holding on to or even identifying with in this time, that we release these things at this time of the moon in this final phase onto the new moon, because when the new moon starts, it's all about fresh beginnings, new ideations, right? Like new goals, dreams, all sorts of potential. So yeah, we got to clear out that old energy so that with this new moon we can manifest new things, new experiences, new relationships, new people in our lives, just new things that we have yet to experience. And the thing is all about what it is that you truly desire, right? So pretty much this is what this reading is about. It's general and collective. We're going to see what messages show up. Take what resonates for you and leave behind what does not, okay? Thank you so much, collective and spirit, for guiding this message with peace and love. We got the first card, Well and Orca Elders. Share your song. Look how beautiful this card is. Wow, look at the whales. Whales are such big creatures, but super gentle, and they sing, like, you know, they cast out a vibration amongst the ocean, and it keeps the whole world calibrated. So shout out to the whales out there, right? This is the frequency of sound and diving deep is what this card says. So I feel like right now the collective is really diving deep on like what it is that you really have emotional attachments to and connections to, people and all, right? But right now it's time for you to share your song. So for all of my singers out there, and even my non-singers, like, share your life story and sing. Like, I don't know, I'm thinking of, like, you know, like how they say a bird is singing a song, like telling, it's like telling, like tell your story, share it with the world. And if you are vocally blessed, we would love to hear it. So share your song. I'm also getting the energy of, since it's a frequency of sound, for all of my people who are really musically in tune, or like taking serious music careers, or you want to be a musician, or whatever the case may be, it's like, you know, write your songs out and share them with the people that you care most about, and really dive deep into your emotions when you are creating your music or your songs, or whenever you're singing. You know, they say sing from the diaphragm, right? So that's the vibe I'm getting. It's like, go deep with it, go deep in the gut with it. Then we also got the courageous peony showing up here. This is talking about how multifaceted you are, how many levels it is to you, how many layers there are to you. Just like an onion, there's multiple endless layers to who you are, right? This card says multifaceted, unique nature. Let yourself be seen. So it's giving you're very much unique. You have so many different aspects to yourself that you can share with the world, and it's your choice what layer you want to reveal, right? And what you want to give to the world at the time. So I really do get this vibe of flowers, like you're growing and you're blooming right now. So this is a very amazing time. This is a time of expansion for you too. Like I said, you're diving deep into deeper layers of yourself. And also, it's like, be courageous, don't be afraid. I know a lot of us suppress our emotions because we don't want to feel any sort of way, right? We don't want to go back or even touch on certain things because it just makes us feel emotionally uncomfortable. But when you can face your emotions and you can get them under control, you will be the manifestor of your life. Like you truly empower yourself, and you also can empower the world and help the world a lot as well, because we all have emotions and we got to work through them. If we don't work through our emotions, then we're no good. Honestly, we're dead to the world, right? This is why a lot of people are so numb nowadays in life. I'm gonna leave these two messages as the basis of the reading. So make sure you are sharing your song right now. Sing a little bit more too. Sing yourself through the fear. If you are going through some sort of fears Whenever you are facing whatever it is you're facing, sing a little song, like hum it out, like everything's gonna be alright. Do whatever it is you need to do. If you feel like you don't have the vocals, right? So hum yourself through the fears, but also let yourself be seen. This is what this card said too, I did not touch on. Let yourself be seen. So it's time for you to come out of hiding, and it's time for you to come out of your shell. Definitely time for you to come out of your shell, collective, because a lot of us just really dim ourselves off and really don't dive deep, or we're too afraid to show people that vulnerable side of us, right? And of course you want to be careful with who you share your emotions with and who you open up to, because when you are vulnerable, you are sensitive to blows. Like somebody could really hurt your feelings when you're in a vulnerable state emotionally, right? You're depressed, sad, down, or whatever the case may be for you, and somebody isn't really nurturing you or caring for you. It's like them kicking you when you're down. So be mindful of that energy too, but also be courageous, because the more you can show up emotionally, the more you can raise up energetically. And it takes a courageous person to share their emotions with the world, right? So this is another reason why celebrities and famous people tend to get so much accolades and money and support from the world, because they're actually doing it. They're putting themselves out there, right? We got discipline showing up. A lot of people ain't willing to do that though. But look, discipline showing up. It's like you got to be disciplined in your practices. You got to set your mind to whatever it is that you're trying to do right here, right now, and stick to your plans, period. Stay disciplined, because if you don't discipline yourself, you're not going to have any structure. This card says I can accomplish what I set my mind to. So set your mind to it and stick to it, collective, all right? Whatever it is that you're doing right now, even if it's not in terms of music, but huge energy on music right now. I'm getting that vibe a lot. But there's so many different levels to who you are. So you got to kind of discipline yourself from tapping back into those old aspects of yourself too. That's what I'm getting here, being that we're in the final phase of the moon, right? We're in the final quarter of the moon. So right now, this is definitely time for you to release whatever energies are holding you back from achieving your goals. You got to discipline yourself. It's just like when you're going through physical training or sports or anything for that matter that you're trying to learn, you got to be able to focus, lock in, and make sure that you do what it is that you set out to do, regardless to what's going on around you, regardless to all of the distractions. Discipline yourself enough to be able to focus on what you find is most important, and look what's showing up for you when you do that. Your imagination is able to spring forth. I feel like somebody has a very strong imagination here watching this video right now, and use your imagination to your leverage. Be mindful of what it is that you're imagining, because you can change that image in your mind. It's up to you to sit there and just focus on whatever it is you're focusing on. You can imagine the worst or you can imagine the best. But right here, what I'm getting is that you're imagining great things happening, therefore you're going to be able to manifest them. And just take advantage of your creative faculties, right? The creative aspects of your mind. That's another facet of who you are, your mind, your mental. You have a voice too, to express what's in your mind, what's going on in your head. And what do you imagine for yourself? How do you see yourself in 6 months from now? Comment below, I would love to know. Or even a year, wherever. Where do you imagine yourself going, collective? And ultimately, I imagine myself being very, which everybody does or desires to be mostly in this society that we live in, because we want to make money, right? So it's like, I see myself being financially rich, independent, living a life of luxury and joy, but also walking in my purpose, right? Because I feel like that's what's most important for us, is to be doing something with a purpose. So whatever it is that you're imagining, whatever things that you're bringing to life from your creative mind, make sure that you have a real purpose behind it. What is your purpose, right? I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind, is what that card says. So make sure that you are, at this point in time, it's very mindful that you not only embrace the thoughts that you have coming to your mind, the creative ideas that flow to you, but nourish it. And nourish it means like tending to it, taking care of what it is that you're allowing to live in your imagination. And then we got patience showing up in reverse. So Spirit is definitely telling me that you need to be patient with yourself. You could be very impatient and trying to rush results, but look, discipline. It takes time. You don't just go in the gym today or tomorrow and get that buff bodybuilder status or structure, and you don't just go to school for one day and think that you're a scholar and a nerd, right? So not even a nerd, I didn't even say nerd, but like, you know, you don't just get all that wisdom in one day. It takes time, and you got to stay disciplined to your studies or your practices. And then we got growth here showing up too in reverse. So I feel like you could be stunting your growth either because you're afraid to be seen, you don't want to be seen right now, or you're not tapping into your endless nature. Like, there's so many levels to who you are, but it's like, are you willing to tap into them, or are you just going to be afraid and just keep yourself at this limited, oh, it's okay, I'll just stay here and live a mediocre life, right? No, we came here to grow. You came here to grow, and you know that. And it's like you're breaking through that, and it's time for you to be patient with your growth. Stop rushing your growth, right? Because the more you rush your growth, the longer it seems that it's taking for you to grow. But your growth is inevitable. It's happening. You just might not realize it, right? And spirit is going to humble you and make you patient. So it's no need to rush spirit. Don't rush spirit. Don't rush God. God moves. The universe moves on its own time, right? But when you align with the universe, when you align with God, it seems that timing is so much more efficient for you. Things just unfold much sooner or quicker for people who are in alignment with God, the Most High, the universe, whatever it is that you believe, whatever is connecting you to love and the deeper and higher levels of yourself, right? All right, let's see what's the moon saying for us. We got nothing is yet is set in stone. Yeah, nothing is yet set in stone. This is the mutable moon. So this is all about changeable. Things are still changeable right now for you. You might feel like this is the energy that I'm getting here with nothing yet is set in stone, is that you still got to stay disciplined no matter how much you have worked on something, because anything can change. Things are being altered constantly throughout our lives. And if you don't stick to your goals or your plans, then right here, right now, especially with this card, it's showing that nothing is set in stone yet. Like you haven't completely made it to your final destination or achieving the things that you wanted to. I feel like you could have been putting in a lot of work right now, and it's like right now you are disciplining yourself, but you got to stick to that discipline because nothing is set in stone, right? Not yet for you, at least, but I feel like it's on the way. And what is it that you're imagining for yourself? How do you see these things turning out for you? We got show the world the real you, full moon in Aquarius energy here. Shout out to my Aquariuses watching. And I feel like you don't want to show the world the real you. It's like something you're hiding. You're hiding something from the world. It's like you're afraid to share it because you feel like you're going to be judged, or people won't understand you, or you just might even still have a hard time with like tapping into that aspect of you. Because the thing with Aquarius is that the Aquarius energy is mental energy, logic, right? And a lot of the times when you're in your head, you're not really coming from your heart or really tuning into your emotions, and your emotions are the energetic flow of your being, right? So that's what allows energy to flow. And yes, your mind is very important too. See, so this is what I'm getting here with this imagination card and the full moon in Aquarius. It's like you have such a strong imagination. First of all, like I was saying, Aquarius energy is about logic, ideas, thoughts, right? So you got so many ideas, but it's like, are you willing to share them with the world? A new start is coming here. The new moon is approaching. Like I said, this is the final quarter, the final phase of the moon until we go into the new moon. So it's like a new start coming for you, but like, are you ready for it? And then, the end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. This is a lot of built up energy. I feel like you've been waiting to express. You've been waiting to get to this point in your life where it's like, can the struggle be over? Can the toughness be done? Like, oh my God, I know that I know I'm tough, but dang, do I got to keep on going through such challenges, right? But it's like Spirit is just telling you to be patient. Hold on, baby, because great things are happening for you. A lot of growth is coming your way, but the situation right here, right now, these challenges that you're going through is just making you a stronger, more courageous individual. And it's like, once you get through this phase in your life, it's going to be like, yo, I can get through any phase of my life. But it's always going to be new challenges here. Shout out to my Capricorns watching as well. But it's the end of a tough cycle for you. It's like, yeah, you've been going through a lot of stuff, but you're approaching the finish line. But nothing is yet set in stone yet So don't get too comfortable. That's what it was showing with the mutable moon. Things are still changeable right now for you. And then we got Aquarius energy showing up again. New moon in Aquarius. This is a new start for you. And it says, bring love into the situation. So this is why I feel like the challenges for you collective or viewers watching right now, I love y'all. It's like you are not going to be able to grow if you don't bring love into the situation. Anywhere where there's anger, fear, animosity, grudges, doubt, disbelief, distrust, dishonesty, all of that stuff is what's blocking your growth. You got to be 100% authentic and true to yourself and to the people that you love and care about, right? And if you really love them, then that means you want to be understanding. You want to be patient. You want to release negative vibes, grudges. It's like you can't really make peace with a situation or a person or evolve the quality of the relationship or the circumstance. If you're dealing with certain circumstances in your life, you can't improve it if you're hating it, if you're mad at it, or if you're afraid of it, because spirit brought you here to be a being of love, right? So we got to face our fears. And if we don't face our fears, I guess they're just going to follow us like ghosts throughout our entire life. So you know, ultimately here right now, your growth could be being stunted because you're not loving yourself enough or loving where you are at right now or the people that's around you at this point in time. But this is a new start for you to change that and shift that energy. So make sure that you are loving. Bring love into the situation. Whatever situation that you might be facing right now that's challenging, bring love into it. And I promise you, you will help it grow so much better. Just like you grow in your garden, right? You got to put love into that garden. You got to really be passionate about it, be patient with it if you really want it to grow. And that's with your children too, right? So pour energy and love into your children. I know it could be challenging raising children sometimes. It really can be, because it's like they will test you, they will try you, they will definitely tempt you. But you got to be willing to allow them to be seen, right? And let them know that they are seen, because that's one thing too. I'm saying for some, I feel like this was a message for somebody in here that might be dealing with some sort of child parenthood issues or something like that. Make sure that your child feels seen, because if they don't feel seen, then it's going to cause them to act out because they just want to be seen. And that's the same with you too. It's like we all do that as human beings. Like when we feel like we're not being seen, we act out. And this is kind of what like suicide attempts are. It's like a call for help. It's like a call for attention or a call for love, where I don't mean to say that word, hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble, but you know, when it's like I need love, or I'm really going through something right now and I need you guys to be there for me and be there. And I'm not saying that people do that or attempt to do that just for attention, but it is ultimately, we are all here seeking attention. So we got the Page of Water. This is definitely the vibe of it's like you're blocking your intuition in some way, shape, or form, but it's like you got this youthful energy about you. There's so much more to life. There's so much more for you to experience here. And it's like you might be emotionally disconnected, sad, depressed, or low, or just really not in tune like with yourself. Like this is an energy of your heart being closed, and it's because of something that could have happened to you in the past, right? Shout out to my Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces here with this Page of Water showing up here. But definitely but this is not just for any specific zodiac, this is for the collective. So I feel like here it's time for you to open your heart back up and get sensitive again. Have those conversations that you might have needed to have when you were a child. It's like you're older now, so you might need to really still go back and communicate to somebody that you really care about some things that you went through when you were a child. And I feel here too that if you don't allow yourself to open up, then your intuition is going to be blocked. Therefore, your ideas and your creativity can be stunted as well. And it's like your ideas is where the money is, where your ideas are at. Your legacy goes as far as your idea, what you have in mind for yourself in your life. Then we got the Two of Fire showing up here. So what I really feel for some of the collective is that you could be closing your heart off because you were in a connection with someone that you really loved, and it's like either you're separating from this partnership, this connection, you're distancing, you're moving on, or people are just not showing up properly together. It's like, that's the vibe I'm getting here, where it's like y'all are not making progress together. If you are in a partnership in terms of business with someone, or even with yourself internally, it's like you gotta love on yourself. You gotta put love into the situation for real, so that it can progress. And you gotta be transparent. You gotta show the real version of you. Anybody that's holding back, because I'm getting a vibe too of like being in a partnership or a connection with someone, but it's like they're not being their most authentic self. It's like either one person is doing more work than the other person, therefore it's making it harder for you guys to make progress together. Or somebody could just be expecting the worst too here, where it's like you're imagining this partnership not making it. It's like you're not lasting with it. But whatever you put in your mind, somebody could just be not real here, not showing up truthfully. But, you know, make some plans, you know, make sure that you are planning for your future, if it's with someone or without someone, if it's with a partnership or if it's a solo dolo mission. But yeah, the moment that you start showing the real you, I feel like you're going to start making a lot more progress, and your partnerships or your relationship that you're in right now is going to do much better. You might also be dealing with a fire sign here. I'm getting heavy energy of Aries. It could be a Scorpio and an Aries. You might be a Scorpio dealing with an Aries, or Aries dealing with a Scorpio watching this right now. But take it how it resonates, y'all. Then we got the ego showing up here. This is the devil card in traditional tarot. This is about the limitations that you put yourself in. It's like, look at this bird in a cage, but the door is open. So you have free flow to go out. You have the ability to step out of the box that you have put yourself in, or that society has tried to put you into. And this is the power of the ego. So Capricorn energy, and it fell over the full moon in Capricorn. So this is definitely giving me energy that my Capricorns right now could be dealing with some sort of illusions, right? Or you might be feeling a little bit dependent on something, right? And it's giving materialistic vibes too here. It says dependency, illusions, and materialism. So it's like, honestly, you might be a material girl or boy, material girl or boy, and it's like your materials or the material aspect of life might be keeping you stuck in certain illusions, or you might be very dependent on certain material aspects in your life to bring you true value. But ultimately, your true value goes to your soul. Your soul is where all your value lives, and your ego is just the aspect of it, of yourself, that makes you feel like you're an individual. But ultimately, we're all one. We all are interconnected. We're just the universe as a whole, y'all. Just different parts of the universe. And honestly, remember that you are light. You are energy. You're just occupying this physical body. So the energy of your thoughts and your emotions and the way that you feel about life is actually so much more valuable than what we give credit to. We think that money, house, cars, jobs are what really bring us value in life. And yes, it does. Materialistically, physically, it does. But there's so many people in the world that have all these things and still are not happy because they haven't tapped into that deeper aspect of themselves that goes beyond the ego. So yeah, be patient with yourself. I feel like right now that's what you're doing. You're working through your ego. You're working through those illusions. You're working through any energies of dependency. But it's, you know, it's been a tough cycle for you. I definitely feel that. Like, it's been really tough, especially if you haven't been having all the materials that you feel like you need lately in terms of relationships, money, finances, or even health. But yeah, definitely make sure that you are cultivating healthy relationships and habits. That's the best thing I can say here. Justice showing up here too. So yeah, justice, be mindful of what it is that you're putting out there, because I do feel an energy of imbalance. This is Libra energy too. And air sign energy showing up once again. Look at that long sword. That sword is symbolism of air, right? So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but heavy on the Libra vibes. This showed up in reverse. So I feel like somebody could not be receiving justice right now. There might be some injustices happening, or you might feel like there are injustices happening in your life right now. Like somebody did you wrong, somebody, you're being treated unfairly or, hey, unequally. But it's like justice will be served. Don't forget, karma is real. The energy that's put out will come back. And this is all about being fair, right? It might not feel fair right now. Also, it might be like the law. You might be dealing with the law right now. Or there might be some sort of laws that you feel like are just not fair, or something going on legally. But just know karma is real. Them judges, if somebody sentences you, or, you know, even the people that create these laws that keep us so limited and stunted from really expressing our true selves, our soul nature, it's real karma that's being created in the system over that. So it's like, it's going to eventually collapse because it's not balanced for real. And it doesn't allow us to really exercise our power of, you know, free will. But I do feel like there is something that you need to grow from here karmically. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're going through some sort of karmic growth right here for some of my people. Take it how it resonates. Some people, it could just be a legal aspect here where it's like just some unfair laws, like people are doing shady legal business. But also make sure that you are staying balanced throughout the situation, right? And bring love into the situation. Even when you feel like you're being treated unfairly, I promise God got you. The universe got you. Unless you fall into that trap of feeling like, oh, I'm being done wrong, or I'm being done dirty, or you start to close off that love out of your heart. It's like, look, when you love life and you keep pumping out that love, lovely things are going to happen to you. Now, that doesn't mean be a weak individual. You got to be discerning and know when to be around certain energies and when to walk away. Now, that doesn't mean just spread your love and be love everywhere and just sit around and just let people suck you dry. No, I'm not giving that vibe. I'm just saying, love yourself enough to keep love in your heart and love as your top priority and focus. And it'll keep you in alignment, and it'll keep your karma pure, so that when other people are dealing with their karma, guess what? You still got good karma coming your way. And the people that try to do that shady-ish to you, or that foul stuff, trying to stunt your growth and stop you from expanding, that same energy's coming back, sweetie. So yeah, everything is fair ultimately when you really think about it in life. Things actually are fair ultimately, because it's like, it might not seem fair because it feels like somebody's getting away with something at that point in time. But listen, don't play with God's children. We are all the universe, right? We are the world. So what you do to the world, you're ultimately doing to yourself. You live here on this world. So be mindful that you are not putting toxic vibes out in this world, and that you're bringing justice to the room when you show up. Underneath the page of order, we definitely got the 8 of Cups. So definitely Scorpio energy here. No, is this Scorpio or Pisces? No, this is definitely heavy Pisces energy. Shout out to my Pisces. But for all of my people right now that are just emotionally unfulfilled with a specific situation, it's time for you to walk away from these people who are unsensitive, or it's time for you to find greater soul connections in this world. That's why I feel like it's like you're walking away from these energies or these relationships, emotional connections or attachments that you have, and it's time for you to walk away because they're done. It's like there's no more water in these cups. You see, it's dried up, and now it's time for me to find emotional fulfillment. And that's what I feel like you're doing. You're walking away and finding something that's really fulfilling you emotionally. But you got to open your heart back up, honestly, because your emotions can't flow when you got blockages in your heart. So yeah, make peace with whatever it is. And I feel like that's the work that's being done right now. It's like, it's tough work. It's challenging, but it got to be done. Ooh, this is the year of the Chariot, y'all. 2023 adds up to the number 7. The number 7 card is the Chariot card. Shout out to my Cancers out there. This is our card. I'm a Cancer, period. But the Chariot, in general, for the collective, this is all about you moving forward and you receiving the rewards that you deserve. Why? Because you are carrying yourself through this life in a graceful way, and you're getting recognized for your angelic nature. This person has wings, but they're inside of a chariot. So it's like, yeah, you're enjoying the ride, but you're an angelic being. You were brought here as an angel on this earth, right? And I feel like your imagination is pure. It's like godly, it's heavenly. It's coming from, you have some sort of gifts for real that are really going to catapult you forward in life. It's like you're a force to be reckoned with in a sense here, because this chariot is ran by 2 horses. And it's like, you already know what horsepower is like. That horsepower is strong, period. So it's like you got the willpower to push through this resistance or these tough challenges, or to really make your way through these barriers that you have built up so that you can really make some amazing progress in your life. It's time for you to travel. It's time for you to get out and expand and grow and make some plans that are forward moving. But I do see a victory here for you with that Chariot energy. Definitely victorious. Like the relationship or the partnership can be very victorious if you're able to just push through the differences and show up more authentically in the relationship. And then we got the Queen of Fire, period. So this is another thing. I also feel like you might be moving on too from this, with this Chariot card. You might be getting in your car and moving and relocating away from a specific partnership or connection, because the Queen of Fire is showing up here too. Shout out to my Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is heavy on the Aries card. But yeah, it's like getting out of your comfort zone. Look at how this Queen of Fire is sitting in her comfy, big, comfy chair. But she got to take action in life. It's like, this is all about you being inspired and determined to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve here. And I feel like somebody is dealing with a big ego. It's like, I got a big ego. I know I'm smart, period. And that's a good thing. Your ego is a beautiful aspect of who you are. You should never hate your ego. You just got to check your ego. Make sure that you are checking your ego, because you are intelligent. You are a leader. You have this vibe about you where it's like people are drawn to you. You have this specific spark that people can't get enough of you in a sense. And you are very warm-hearted too and passionate about what it is that you do. However, don't get stuck in the illusions of the world where it's like people try to box you in, because you could do whatever it is that you put your mind to. And that is the quote of the Queen of Fire. The Queen of Wands is like, I know that there's nothing that I can't do. Hella intelligent too. All right, let's pull the final card of this read and then close out. Okay, we got the Knight of Fire. Yes, fire energy. You might have fire somewhere in your chart too, whatever your big three is, Sun, Moon, and Rising. But this Knight of Fire is definitely telling me that there's an invitation for you to be more adventurous right now. There's going to be some sort of adventure that you're going on, but you're taking a path and you're moving through it swiftly and quickly, because the Knight of Fire is very much fast and brave. So it's like, don't be afraid to take this challenge. And I feel like here, especially dealing with corrupt laws and legal officials here, for some people, it's like you might be trying to run from the law. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're running from that injustice. I see it. But definitely getting away from that energy of injustice, period. It's like you got to know that spirit, everything is happening accordingly, right? So trust the process, trust it, trust that God got your back. And it's like, move through it with confidence, move through it with enthusiasm and passion, because I feel like you're very passionate about whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you're standing for, and you're not going to let nobody knock you off your course. You're going for it full force, and actually they might want to get out of your way. They should, because you're spiritually blessed. And it's like, you don't mess with God's children, for real, especially when it's like your spirit is just divine. It's giving a very divine spirit. I'm getting that energy here. But it's like, allow yourself to grow. Allow yourself to grow into this confident energy and take some sort of adventures and do some things. Be spontaneous. I'm going to leave this reading here. I hope you guys resonated with this on some level. Please give it a thumbs up. It really does support this channel a lot and helps get the video out to more people who could probably benefit from this message. Comment below if you would love to chat with me about anything that you heard here. If you are working on some new music, I would love to know what your next upcoming song is as well. And if you are a singer, who is your favorite musician? My favorite musician in terms of singing and music, I would have to say Beyonce. I love her voice, her vocals, but there's so many other divine ones too. I don't know, I'm just sharing this. I'm closing out the reading, but please give this video a thumbs up, share if you care, comment, and subscribe if you're really about that life. Until next time, my lovely collective, I love you so much. Peace and prosperity.